Let's get a sense of markets where they stand currently. With continuous highs being seen and momentum intact, it really does look like a correction is nowhere in sight.
Well, you know, Aabha, this market has confounded a lot of skeptics and critics who've called for correction periodically over the last many months, and it's just kept rolling one way, that is upward. And I think pretty much that's what we saw over the course of the last 1 week, and even today as well, that a whole host of sectors have actually come together, led by Reliance, and we are keeping our head well above that 17,000 mark quite effortlessly. Flows have picked up from foreign institutional investors, and they're keeping the market warm with liquidity. And we haven't had any great adverse news as well, which will stop the party on its tracks, whether it's global or local. So it's a market which is quite interestingly poised, because there is on one hand some concern about IPO valuations and the frenzy that we're seeing in that pocket. On the other hand, we are seeing a nice mix of large caps and mid caps continuing to roll forward. Yes, is the market overdue for a correction? Completely so, but that's been the case for a long time now. So there's no second guessing when that might happen, so might as well enjoy the party.
Well, let's take some of our viewer queries now. Our first video question today is from Yahya Kamal, who is from Malappuram, Kerala. Let's watch.
Hi sir, I am Yahya from Kerala. In my portfolio I have 100 Biocon at 398 and 150 Cipla at 945. It would be highly helpful me if you could share your views for short term. Can I exit now from the counter, or can I wait for a better valuation, please?
Hi Yahya, I get your question on Cipla, and Cipla is a good stock to own in your portfolio, no question about that. In my book, it's one of the best blue chip pharmaceutical stocks you can own in India, alongside a handful of other names like, say, Divi's Labs, and more recently even Sun Pharma after a long consolidation. Cipla is not an exciting stock. You know, there are far more exciting names in the mid-cap and small-cap pharmaceutical basket, but it's one of those really strong, steady performers with a very good management. And if you are the kind of investor who's looking for a steady 15 to 18% kind of compounding year after year, then I think Cipla is the kind of stock for you, because it's got a very strong core India portfolio which does very well, though not as well as it has done this year, because this year was exceptional because of the COVID drugs that Cipla runs. So maybe in the future the India business might slow down a little bit, but the US business is also chugging along very nicely for Cipla. So if you look at the India portfolio and the American portfolio, I think there's a very good chance that Cipla continues to grow at a compounded pace of maybe 20% plus between fiscal year 22 and fiscal year 24. And if that is the case, then I don't think you should have any problems getting your 15-18% return from Cipla year on year. You've bought at pretty much around the current market price, and I think it's a stock which is worth holding on to your portfolio. This is not a recommendation to buy the stock, of course, from me, but just an assessment of Cipla's worth, as fundamental worth as a company.